Okay, we're rolling.
And we are talking with Carol Mosley with Syngenta. Carol, great to talk with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
But
Glad to be here.
We've talked before. First of all, we're going to talk about corn here. Let's talk about your position with Syngenta, Carol.
Well, I'm an asset lead for Syngenta. I manage a group of brands called the Callisto Plant Technology brands. Includes Lumax, Lexar, Halix GT, Callisto Extra, and also a new product that we'll have in 2012 called Z-Max.
All right. Talking to a southern guy here, and you're familiar with South Dakota. You can even say that pretty good. You southern guys.
I had to practice it. I kept trying to say South Dakota.
All right.
You guys do such a great job of pronouncing your vowels. We get a little lazy sometimes in the South.
Well, you're not lazy with what you do with Syngenta, and you're very familiar with South Dakota and the corn industry up that way. Let's talk about the new herbicide.
That's right. It's Z-Max. It's a product that's a combination of our esmetolofluoro dual brand type product in combination with mesotrione. It gives an excellent control of many small-seeded broadleaf weeds that have become real tough for glyphosate control, like water hemp and pigweed species. Also good on velvet leaf, etc. But very, very good on the water hemp species. And we're seeing more and more problems associated. I call it glyphosate non-performance. You know, many people want to talk about resistance, and I'll talk to 100 growers and I say, how many of you have glyphosate resistance? Now, you know, 2 people may raise their hand. I'll say, well, how many of you have having problems with glyphosate working as well as it used to? And nearly everybody in their room will raise their hand. I think really the days of straight glyphosate, we need to get away from that in this industry. You know, water hemp is a problem in the Midwest. Palmer amaranth was a severe problem in the South as it relates to glyphosate resistance. We need to just get more modes of action on the acre, whether you're talking about corn or soybeans or cotton or whatever crop it is.
All right. We can't talk corn with your company, Syngenta, without talking about the Viptera traits. Carol, if you could talk on that a little bit.
Yeah, the Viptera trait, the Viptera performed extremely well in the field this year. You know, there's a lot of questions related to selling corn associated with the Viptera trait, and some of the issues that we've had related to that. We moved forward as it related to Viptera because we felt like we wanted to do something here related to providing some clarity to the trade as it relates to what we can do with some of these traits. We will get registration, should get registration in China by the end of March 2012 as it relates to Viptera, and as it relates to talking a lot more about that subject matter. It's still in litigation as it relates to the companies that we've been involved with or the grain trade, so I won't comment on it anymore as it relates to that.
You focused heavily on what we're dealing with in the Midwest. Let's talk a little bit before we wrap up on corn rootworm.
Yeah, there's been a resistance issue, especially as it relates to northeast Iowa. Some of the Monsanto traits have had difficulty there. And one of the new products that we will have coming in 2012 is an AgriSure EZ refuge product that we'll be able to, it'll have multiple modes of action. You know, Mother Nature's tough, whether it's rootworm, whether it's weeds that are having resistance to herbicides, whatever it is, Mother Nature has a way of working herself into providing resistance issues there. We just need to continue to work with multiple modes of action like we have in a product like AgriSure EZ Refuge, which will be good. It's not yet deregulated, but we hope to have that in 2012. So we think that will help that situation. But, you talk about not only northeast Iowa, but people in surrounding states and in other areas. I think they're having some issues with rootworm, whether it be resistance or just the late hatching associated with the larva and the feeding on the roots of the corn plant.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Carol Mosley with Syngenta for KXRB Radio in Sioux Falls. I'm Mark Tassler.